Continue our team coverage now with News 6 Mike DeForest. He is live in Orange County. Mike, the winds appear to have picked up quite a bit, or maybe not. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, before we get to the wind, Ginger, can we go back to what you were just saying about you need to dry out?
I stopped. No. I stopped myself. I caught it.
He's still he's only on jacket number 2.
We as a community need to dry out, and it has been a soaker, and I think that's just been my takeaway this evening is just the relentlessness of this. It just isn't stopping. There have been stronger hurricanes that have passed through Central Florida, at least in my experience. I mean, I can still walk. I'm not getting knocked over, so it's not the strong winds. As you'll probably see even just in the few minutes we'll be talking here, that the heaviness and the thickness of the rain comes and goes. But the one thing is it's just relentless, and I just can't imagine. I know Candace would probably know much more than me the exact rainfall that we're probably seeing right now and dumping all over Central Florida, because it has just not stopped. I'm sure Darren is panning up, and you might be able to see all the raindrops in the light right now. And to just know that this is falling everywhere. It's falling on pavement going into storm drains. It's falling on landscaping. It's falling in the grass and the mud. And it's just, I can see why those flood alerts may be out in various parts of Central Florida right now. And I can't imagine what this is going to look like once this storm finally completely passes and we get to start assessing the damage and the water levels come morning here. But the intensity has just not let up most of the night here. Again, here in the iDrive area, and I'm only speaking to International Drive, the tourist area, kind of in between Universal Studios and the Disney complex. From our vantage point, we haven't seen any damaging winds, haven't seen much debris just flying down the street. You hear a lot of noises anytime you're in one of these storms, and I think maybe even now more than really any time tonight, just the howling of the wind. Let me be quiet for just a minute. I want to see if my microphone will pick up just the howling. Probably not doing it justice of just the eerie whistle that you have of this wind whipping through buildings and billboards and metal structures and excuse me. It is almost just deafening, the wind noise from this. Again, not the strongest hurricane that Central Florida has endured, but again, I just don't even know what to expect in terms of what this is going to look like in the morning once we get to assess what all this rain has done. Another thing I heard Candace talking about just a moment ago is it's, hey, the bright side, this is the coolest day we've had in Central Florida in a long time, and it's downright cold out here, certainly if you're wet. But you know, if it's still the middle of or late September and for it to be this cool, that there's a little bit of a phenomenon going on in the atmosphere right now.
For sure. I'll take, 95 and humid over this any day. And Mike, yeah, you're right.
I didn't think I would be pushing for that, but yeah.
We can hear the howling winds where you're at, for sure. Spooky stuff.
Yeah, it really, and this is what people hear when you aren't watching television and you're at home and maybe you don't have power and you just are hearing that wind just howl outside your window. And it is a very scary feeling, especially if you are not sure what's going on. But thank goodness Ian is starting to weaken.
And it can be scary at night when, you don't know. And if you're hearing loud rattles or bangs, and I think you were asking a little while ago, we were out here live maybe an hour or two ago, and we heard this loud explosion. Didn't seem like a transformer, but it was just a bang, startled us. We really didn't know what it was. We were talking to someone who works at a hotel in this area. They suggested it may have been involving a maintenance worker at one of these hotels. I don't know the specifics, but it sounds a bit more man-made than natural-made. So we may have solved that one mystery. As to what the explosion was, if you were joining us live a couple hours ago, that it may not have been storm-related, but still don't know exactly what it is.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have someone on that trying to figure out what that is. But still, when you hear those noises in the middle of the night, it is scary because you do not know what is happening.
Yeah, and you don't know, is your house going to be stable? I mean, especially at night, especially when you've been enduring this for hour upon hour and hour, I won't lie, your mind's going to wander. As to, hey, is it that tree that I've been looking at suspiciously in my backyard for the last few years that I thought, man, I really should cut this down? Am I going to regret that I didn't cut this down? I'm sure those thoughts are going through Central Floridians' minds right now. Did I pick up that last piece of lawn furniture, or is that banging into my house right now? So, yeah, I'm sure your mind is wandering, and unfortunately, I know you want to satisfy that curiosity, but this is not the best time to be out in this doing some investigation work. Let's wait till daylight and wait till that storm passes to see what it was.
Absolutely. Mike DeForest, thank you so much for that report, and I owe you and Darren Cottle breakfast for saying that we all have to dry out, and I was speaking of myself. I'm sorry.
We're good. We're good. We love you, Ginger.
Thank you.
You know, Mike was saying this certainly isn't the strongest hurricane he's covered. Where it is right now, I mean, obviously, when it made landfall down in Southwest Florida, it was extremely powerful. But still, those pictures from iDrive, nasty.
Very, very much so. And anytime the rain hits the light is when you really get an idea of just how much is coming down. And I think I saw Candace had the map up a little while ago for the European model is the predicted rainfall. And they're expecting in Orange County 7 inches, almost 7 inches of rain. And that is a lot.
It is a lot. I mean, it's unfathomable.
In such a short period of time.
In a day and a half.
Yeah.
In a day and a half, for sure.